ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावतीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां नारायणं पद्मभवं वसिष्ठं शक्तिं च तत्पुत्रपराशरं च व्यासं शुकं गौडपादं महान्तं गोविन्दयोगीन्द्रमतास्य शिष्यं श्रीशङ्कराचार्यमतास्य पद्म पादं च हस्तामलकं च शिष्यम् तोडकं वार्तिककारमन्यान् अस्मद्गुरून् सन्ततमानतोऽस्मि श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणम् सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम् नमः श्रीशङ्करानन्द गुरुपादाम्बुजन्मने सविलासमहामोह ग्राहग्रासैककर्मणे Panchakosha Viveka. In that we saw Buddhism, Buddhaha, Vijnanamaya Kosham, Atma iti manyate. The intellectual sheath that they are called Bodhaha because Buddhi Atma iti manyante. Here, Atma, they don't say the word Atma, but Buddhi eva sarvam. Buddhya eva sarvam drishyam jnatam bhavati. So here, having refuted Manaha na Atma bhavati, Manaha, mind is not a decider. Manaha na nischayatmikam, Buddhi eva nischayatmika. Buddhi, intellect alone is that which makes a decision. Mind is only an executor of that. So we saw in 69, Vijnanam Atmedi Paraha Ahuhu Shanikavadina. And they also think that Buddhi Vrittihi Shanikam. Momentary, as even the objects are perceived or reported by the mind, intellect is shedding the light on it and says, I know. I know this part, I know this book, etc. Yataha vijnana moolatvam manasaha gamyate sputam. Vijnanam moolam manasaha. Vijnanam karanam. Buddhihi eva manasaha karanam. Mind operates under the tutelage, under the guidance of the intellect. But it can sometimes also surpass. Decisions are done by the buddhi, whereas the mind is supposed to follow that. However, whatever be the vritti that takes place in the mind, it is known and understood. And that is why in the next verse, he explained, we'll read again, aham vrittiridam vrittihi antakarana ityantakaranam dvida vijnanam syadaham vrittihi idam vrittirmano bhavet aham vrittiridam vrittihi antakarana ityantakaranam dvida vijnanam syadaham vrittihi idam vrittirmano bhavet. Divided into two, antakaranam dvida. Inner instruments are divided into broadly two. Aham vrittihi idam vrittihi iti. As this thought and I thought. This vritti is always known as pratyaya. Aham pratyaya and idam pratyaya. Idam is this. Whenever you refer to something as this, it is an object. To whom? To the subject, aham. So this pen, when you say, or this table, you are referring to this table only with respect to something else as aham. From the standpoint of the body, the table is different, and you say idam pustakam. Now, with respect to the mind, you say idam deha. Because that body becomes idam now, which is the aham now, manaha. So for the body, the object is idam. For the mind, the body is idam. Now the mind is also idam. Mind means manovritti. So the manovritti is a thought arising in connection with an object perceived by the senses. If I see a flower, that flower is an object outside, no doubt, but it is known, it is creating a vritti. A pushpa vritti is created in the mind, and that pushpa vritti is idam vritti. So idam vrittehe vishayam bahya vishayah. Please note. Idam vrittehe vishayam bahya vishayah. Vishayam, the object of the idam, the object of this thought is an external object. So here, aham vritti, idam vritti, antakaranam, idi antakaranam dida. And in this vritti, idam vritti, is also a vishaya for aham vritti. For idam vritti, the vishaya is an external object. For aham vritti, idam vritti is the object. In other words, the manovritti that takes place with respect to an object outside is also an object of perception for the vijnanamaya. Vijnanamaya buddhihi manovrittehe sakshi. Yasmat bahya vishayah manovrittehe sakshi. The witness of the external object is the idam vritti. The witness for the idam vritti is buddhi, which is otherwise known as aham vritti. So that is the reason why here put that vijnanam syad aham vrittihi idam vrittihi manaha bhavait. So the parallel that is to be taken up here, sakshi buddhihi aham vrittihi vijnanamaya koshaha ekameva. This is names are different. Buddhi, manovrittehe sakshi, aham vrittihi vijnanamaya kosha. These are all one. Idam vrittihi vishayasya sakshi manaha manomaya kosha. These refer to the same thing. Understood? They are all parallel. Vishayasya sakshi manovrittihi idam vrittihi manaha. These are all same. Buddhihi vijnanamaya koshaha manovrittehe sakshi, and then aham vritti. So now what does it amount to? This is very important for us to analyze. Even as the Buddhist thinkers, they have brought this idea very clearly only to show that this aham vritti is happening only with respect to a idam vritti. If idam vritti arises, there is a sakshi of it. And idam vritti gone, there is no function. The function of aham vritti is only to illumine idam vritti. If the idam vritti is not there, aham vritti is not a sakshi of what? So therefore it is kshanikam. So objects are there, a thought arises, then there is a knower of that thought. If the mind is asleep, mind is not comprehending the Vishaya, then Vijnanamaya Kosha has no role to play. Or the objects are not there, no vritti takes place. Just like in the state of sleep, where the objects are not there, manovritti doesn't take place. Vijnanamaya Kosha is not having any role to play. Therefore, kshanikam. It only arises, stops, arises, stops, arises, stops. So this is to be understood as the school of philosophy. It is called Bauddha Darshanam. So, manasaha vishayam bahya vishayah. Manasaha vishayam bahya vishayah. Buddhehe vishayam manovrittihi. Buddhehe na bahya vishayam vishayah. For buddhi, outside object is not the direct object, indirect. Whereas for the mind, the external object is the object of its vritti. The object for the mind is the external object. For the buddhi, it is vritti of the mind. That is the reason why Bhagavan Krishna also has said, Manasaha para buddhihi. No, that's Vishayebhya param manaha, manasastu para buddhihi, buddhera. So then the Vedanta comes, Muddhera atma mahan paraha. In Kathopanishad also. So Buddhist idea of kshanikam is to be understood. There is a small note there also, you can read later. Now, if that is the case, next one. Now he is going to prove aham vritti is also an object or not. Is aham vritti also an object of something else, which Buddhism does not account for? Now you look at it here. Aham pratyaya bijatvam idam vritteriti sputam aviditva swamatmanam bahyam vetti na tu kachit aham pratyaya bijatvam idam vrittiriti sputam aviditva tvaham manam bahyam vetti na tu kachit. Bahyam vetti na tu kachit. Bijatvam. idam vrittehe bijatvam. Idam vrittehe, manovrittehe, of the mind, thought of the mind, or idam vritti. Idam vrittehe or manovrittehe bijam karanam moolam aham vritti. Aham pratyaya. That's why the word pratyaya is used. Vritti and pratyaya are not the same here. So, the reason how the world is perceived is because of the aham vritti present to validate the presence of idam vritti. If that aham vritti or vijnanamaya kosha is not there, there is nothing that will illuminate the manovritti, even if it is taking place. It's not known. The function of I know is the nature of vijnanamaya kosha. And if that vijnanamaya kosha is absent, then there is no possibility of manovritti getting to be known. So, manovrittehe aham pratyaya bijatvam. Iti sputam. It's very clear. Now, as I ask this question, what is that which makes us know, or what is that which is the making the aham vritti as an object? Aham vritti also should be having its own bijam or its own karana. So that he explains in the next line. Swam atmanam viditva aviditva, without knowing itself, vijnanamaya kosha, without knowing its own being, bhagyam na tu kvachit veti. Nobody will know anything that is other than that outside. Outside objects cannot be known without the presence of aham vritti, but aham vritti is known to itself. This is the conclusion of the Buddhists, because they don't admit anything that is not known as present. According to them, aham vritti is the ultimate, and to know the aham vritti, there must be something else is not admissible to Buddhism or Buddhists. Then they have to account it for how is that existing and where it is existing. So for them, Atma is aham vritti. And again, this Atma aham vritti is not nityam. It is shanikam. This is to be noted. Shanikam meaning it is arising and falling, arising, but it knows its own presence and absence, not presence and absence. It is present, and when it is present, it is able to comprehend the manovritti through which it comprehends the world, and it absent. So its presence and absence is continuously taking place. Therefore, here vijnanam swam atmanam aviditva bhagyam na veti kvachit. Without knowing itself, it cannot become the knower of anything else. So, swayam veti. Aham vrittihi swayam veti. Swaprakashaka aham vrittihi. The I thought is the self-illuminating itself. The idea of I is Atman. Vijnanam, the idea is a Buddhist theory according to which I is a continuation of a momentary eyes. It is clear that the mental function of realization of something different from the self, that is, the object world, is the effect of the intellectual function of the idea of ego. The idea of non-self is based on the idea of the self. What is not self is not self. So for them, it is the idea of non-self is on the idea of the self, which is not self, is the non-self. Understood? No. Say anything which is not there with respect to what is there. Right? The idea of non-self is based upon the idea of the self. What is present? And what is not the self, what is not self-knowing, is not there. So they are going to the next one of Shunyam. So how it is that it is Shunyam? Now we'll see in the next verse, we'll understand that better. Kshane kshane janmanashau aham vrittirmito yataha Vijnanam kshanikam tena swaprakasham svatomite Kshane kshane janmanashau aham vrittirmito yataha Vijnanam kshanikam tena swaprakasham svatomite Vijnanam kshanikam. Vijnanam kshanikam. This awareness, which is considered as the function of I, is kshanikam, momentary. Tena means tasmat here. And because it is of nature of kshanikam, kshane kshane janmanashau. Janma tada nashaha kshane kshane. Every moment there is janma of this thought, I thought, then every moment, every other moment, nasha. Kshane kshane janmanashau aham vrittehe. Of this aham vritti, there is a constant birth and death. Birth and death. See, to understand this better, in computer language, it is called 0 and 1. That's why many people think that Buddhists have thought about it long time back. 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. That's all it is. Combination of that only. So 0 means off, 1 is on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off, on. This is how it works. So they also think that is Janmanash, 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 Janmanash. There is nothing called continuous presence. There is only a momentary presence. So appears and disappears. Janmanasho aham vrittehe. Mito yataha. Mitaha means understood. It is known. Yataha is smart. Since it is very much understood that there is a constant birth and death of this aham vritti. Mito. Mito means janmanasho mito. This janma scha nasascha jnato. These are known. Yasmat kshanikam vijnanam. That very vijnanamaya kosha is kshanikam. And swaprakasham swataha mitaha. It is understood or it is established that it cannot but be illuminating itself. It is self-illuminating by itself. This is established by the Buddhists, saying that there cannot be anything else other than that. See, because why would they come to such conclusion is that if there is something else, and that must have something else, and that must have some infinite regress will take place. Anavastita dosha will take place. A is known by B, B is known by C, C is known by D, D is known by E. It goes on. Endless. Where do you end it? And if you end it with one thing, whatever it be, that is Swaprakasha only, right? Somewhere you have to stop and say, nobody knows this. Drigeva natu drishyate. That has to be achieved. But then their perception is only what is experienced alone is real. If you understand other than buddhi, aham, vritti, there is something else, what is its nature? Is it known or unknown? Aham Buddhi is what is the one which is illuminating thoughts. Buddhi also illuminated by something else. Is it a vritti? Is it permanent or impermanent? Is it always there? Since it is not known, they say, up to the buddhi only we can understand as really experienced. Beyond that, there is nothing that we truly experience. Therefore, you cannot say something else is there, which is not known to us. And therefore, if you say yes, then you can have infinite possibilities thereafter. Then go on. One is known, A is known, B is known, D and E, F, G, H, and the countlessly you go, then there is no conclusion there. So let us stop there. Ahamvriti, it knows by itself, finished. And what is it? Shane Kshane Janmanashau. It coming to being and ending, coming to being and ending, coming to being and ending. So, this is how it is established. Aham vrittehe mitau. Mitau yataha. This one is established in this way. And swaprakasham swataha mitehe. Therefore, it is of the nature of self-illuminating, and that is where it ends there. All right. Now, Vedanta would say, Atma buddhim prakashayati. Atma buddhim prakashayati. But then, before we come to the Vedantic standpoint, we should understand the Shruti Pramana also they will bring in. Buddhists say that if they are arguing with the Vedantins, your idea of Atman I can refute by showing how your Shruti, Upanishad itself is supporting our argument. How? Vijnanamaya koshoyam Jiva ityagama jaguhu Sarva samsara etasya Janmanasha suradi sukadikaha Vijnanamaya koshoyam Jiva ityagamo jaguhu Sarva samsara etasya Janmanasha sukadikaha. Ayam Vijnanamaya koshaha Jivaha Iti Agamaha Jaguhu Upanishadaha Vadanti. The Upanishads are also saying Anyontara Atma Vijnanamaya Taittiriya Upanishad. Vijnanam Yajnam Tanute. So they also point out from the Shruti saying that Vijnanamaya Kosha is considered as higher than the Manomaya Kosha. They don't go further, they just stop there. That's why I said earlier itself said they quote Shruti according to their convenience. They say your own Shruti says that. Vijnanamaya Kosha is higher than the Manomaya Kosha. And they also have pointed out Sarva Samsara, all the samsara, which is in the form of Sukadikaha, Janmanasha Sukadikaha, birth and death and joy and sorrow, Etasya Jivasya. Samsaraha api Etasya Jivasya, Janma Nasha Sukha Adikaha api Jivasya idi Agamaha Jagu. Agamas also point out this as that this one which is subject to constant Shanikam is the one which is subject to all the samsara sukha dukkha ityadi. Therefore, I am not we are not saying on our own, go back to your Upanishad, it will tell you that it is Vijnanamaya Kosha, which is considered as the one which is going through the experiences of joy and sorrow based upon the manovritti that it gets. And manovritti is based upon what is understood or what is received by the mind through the senses. And senses look at the world. So the world seen by the senses and creating manovritti, eliminated by the buddhi. And finally, one who is suffering here as a samsari is vijnanamaya kosha. So that is sarvam shanikam shanikam, sarvam dukkham dukkham. That is the nature of this Buddhist philosophy. So this way, all pleasure, pain, birth and death, everything belong to this jiva. So this is what your Vijnanamaya kosha alone is the jiva iti agamaha upanishadaha vadanti. So now, having thus explained from the standpoint of Buddhists, one set of Buddhists, there is one more set of Buddhist group called Madhyamikaha, Shunyavadinaha. They are also there. See, in Bharat, that way has supported, not supported, gave room for all these various philosophies to establish and talk about their own. There is no restriction. Knowledge is free, knowledge gives freedom, knowledge is democratic. Everybody can have their opinion. That's why we have so many political parties. Unlike here, we have two. Other than that, nothing can exist. You go to India, there will be 1,258 parties will be there. And all of them will vie for the same position. Fight each other, and then they will come together, go of faith, and then all that is possible. Kaka, mi kaka, bu kaka, sa kaka, so in the Tamil Nadu, there are so many different factions and frictions. So, all that is possible because openness, freedom, democracy. Now here, Buddhism also has got so many branches. And here there is one more group called Madhyamika. You know, it is said that there is a story about this, why it is so, that so many things are created. Because when Bhagavan Buddha was asked, is there God? He kept quiet. He could have said no or yes. So what happened was, now how do you conclude? As we saw in Gita also, Maunam Gopyam. So what is it he said? Among the Gupta, Gopyas, I am the Maunam. Maunam cha picha guhyanam. Maunam asmi, maunam chaivasmi guhyanam. Correct. I am the Maunam among Dukhya. What? Dushni bhutasya, of the one who is quiet, his opinion cannot be known. Right? If you ask, what do you think about it? Now, what do you mean by that? Yes or no? What is the conclusion? You cannot. So you have to, then even he doesn't say anything, they have to come to a conclusion of their own. So one conclude is that there is no God. Because if it is God, he should say yes. So the one faction said there is no God. Second faction said, God is there, but he doesn't know. They went away. Because if you ask a question, if you don't answer, what is the point in staying with you? They went away, saying that he doesn't know. The third group said, he knows, but he doesn't want to say. He doesn't want to say, how will we learn from him? He knows, but he doesn't want to say. They also went away. Another group said, he knows, he doesn't say because we are not qualified. We have to increase our sadhana. So they also went away. So in this way, there is so many possibilities when another group said, God is not there. If it is there, he would have said that. Another people said, it is unspeakable. God is not something to be described. So therefore, he didn't say that. So you see how many possibilities are there? Not there. Possibly is there, but he doesn't want to say. He want to say, but if you want to be qualified. It is not describable. He doesn't know. So here, one more, Madhyamika. Vijnanam kshanikam natma vidyudapranimeshavat anyasyanupalabdhatvat shunyam madhyamika jaguhu Vijnanam kshanikam natma vidyut abranipeshavat anyasyanupalabdhatva shunyam madhyamika jaguhu. Vijnanam, you only said, he's refuting the previous guy. आप ही बताया कि ये क्षणिक है. That which is momentary, na atma. So, na atma, vijnanamaya kosha, na atma. Here, the atma word is used by them to say that is not ultimate, not atman. Okay. So, vijnanam kshanikam na atma. It is only momentary and cannot be an ultimate one. Why? Because it's kshanikam like what? Vidyut, like a lightning, abra, a cloud, nimesha. Nimesha means like a opening and closing of eyes. Opening of the eyes, nimesha. Unmishanam, nimeshanam. So closing and opening, like that. It is something which is happening continuously, no doubt, but that is not permanent. They have come very close to the Vedanta. But what is their conclusion then? Vijnanamaya koshana atma, and it is vidyut abra nimeshavat, like that of a lightning, or a cloud which is also subject to, a cloud is formed, after that sometime it disintegrates. Similarly, open the eyes, close it, open the eyes, close it. Which one state you are? Or the lightning, which is happening suddenly, and which is within seconds it is disappeared. They have come to a conclusion, therefore, Buddhi is not Atma. That correct. Vedanta also, then Vedanta in brightens his face. So what are you saying? So let us say the Buddhists are also sitting there. There is Shanikavadin, there is a Shunyavadin, and then Vedantin, and others are also. So when this Madhyamika Veda, what you call Buddhas, they are saying Vijnanamaya Kosha or Buddhi is not Atma. Oh, you come to that point. And then he says, Anyasya Anupalabdhatvat. Other than the Vijnanamaya Kosha, we do not have any known presence of anything. So he is using pramana as what? Anupalabdhi pramana. See, every one of them have to use some pramana or the other. So here he is using Anupalabdhi pramana. Anupalabdhi means not available. Anupalabdhi. So that's why when you go to any party or something, they always ask for a person who's not here. So, yeah, thanks for coming. Where's your husband? Main hu na? Why are you not looking? That I acknowledge. They always look, who is not there? So, Anupalabdhi. Why? Alabdhatvat. So, Anyasya Anupalabdhatvat. What is other than the Buddhi, other than what you have concluded as Buddhi, which is Shanikam, what is other than that is Shunyam. Shunyam is only absence. So here they are not absences, they are not saying absence is absolute. They are not saying absence is absolute. They are saying there is, in general, there is only absence. And even that Vijnanamaya Kosha which appears and disappears, Because it is the very fact that it disappears, what is there finally is only Shunyam. See, that is what I say, they put a huge mandala. If you probably know, their Buddhist tradition is, they're very good in that, creating the mandalas. Days and hours together, they go on working on it. After finishing the whole beautiful, what do you call that? What do you call that? This, not structure. There's a particular name for that. So they have created, after that, in one shot, they will remove the whole thing. To show, ultimately, there's nothing. Sarvam Shunyam Shunyam. So, Shanikam Vijnanam na Atma Vidyut Abra Nimeshavat. Anyasya Anupalabdhatvat. See, Buddhi Nashe means Vritti Nashe, Aham Vritti Nashe, na Anyat Kinchid Asti. When there is the Vritti, Aham Vritti is also Kshanikam, coming and going. When that is not there, when you say it appears, disappears. When it disappears, is there any comprehension of anything there? So there is absolute absence. So therefore, Tasmat Shunyam iti Madhyamikaha vadanti. Vadnyakaha jaguhu. See, if I ask you, when I switch off the lights here, when I ask you, is there a light now? What is your answer? Light is not there. If I go out to a person outside and ask him, is there a light inside the room? I don't know. There are two different answers for the same situation. So, one who is inside the room will answer as no, and a person outside the room, he would say, I don't know. Is there the same answer? What is the difference? I don't know is ignorance. No is absence. So there is a difference between the answer, even the situation is the same. So one who is not aware of what is going on, he would say, I don't know. But whereas the person who has seeing the absence, see, for the person outside, there is no absence. He says, I don't know. So the shunyam point is here, is that where a person experiences the absence. Whereas the person outside is not experiencing absence. He admits, I don't know. So the difference is ajnanam and shunyam. Ajnanam is I don't know. Shunyam is experiencing the absence. Now, you must keep this in mind well as you proceed further. So, when he says kshanikam, buddhihi kshanikam, what it means is anityam. It is anityam. What is that? Vijnanamaya koshaha, which is constantly appearing. As earlier he says, janmanashau. Mitau. It is established that janma and nasha is there. So it is basically is pointing out the anityatva of the things. Anityam iti vadanti. Whereas this Shanikavadin saying anityam Whereas Shunyavadin says Nasti. So for a Kshanikavadin, Atma is Anitya. Atma means, according to them, an Atma is not the self. Atman, according to them, the one ultimate one or the final part is Kshanikam, Anityam. Whereas for the Madhyamikas, point is what? It is Asatya. Asatya means absence. So Anityam and Asatyam, it is two different things. Anityam is that which is momentary. Whereas here, for the Madhyamikas, the ultimate point is Shunyam, Asatyam. Why this point is because he's going to quote this Shruti now. No, he is going to go into Shruti and he will quote that. Your Shruti, because earlier also that fellow also quoted Shruti. Vijnanam Yajnam. So, Anyontara Atma Vijnanamaya, that he quoted from Taittiriya Upanishad. His fellow also will quote. And what is this quote? Asade Vedamityadau Idameva Shrutam Tataha Jnanajneyatmakam Sarvam Jagat Bhranti Prakalpitam Asade Vedamityadau Idameva Shrutam Tataha Jnanajneyatmakam Sarvam Jagat Bhranti Prakalpitam. He's going to quote this. What? Asadeva idam. Adau asadeva idam. Asad alone was there before. Now, Chandogya Upanishad says, Sadeva Somya idamagra asid. Sad alone was there. There is only pure existence before everything else. And in that context, it says, if at all you say anything else other than that it was there, it is asat. That is the point that they are trying to say, asadevadamagra asir. Meaning what? Existence alone was there. If you say anything else other than that was there, it is asat. Bhagavan Krishna also says, matta paradaram na anyat kinchid asti. Yad asti mat adhikam tad na. Other than me, if you think anything else is there, it doesn't exist. It's only Bhranti. It's only your mental confusion. मुझे बिना कोई और चीज नहीं है. ये यदि है तो आपका भ्रांति है. He's quoting that, saying that your own Upanishad says, Asadeva idam agra asid. Ado. Agra means ado. Adameva iti ado. Yadame asadeva idam iti ado. Idameva shrutam. We have listened to this from the Upanishad. So, both jnana, jneyatmakam, sarvam bhranti kalpitam. So, whatever is seen and whoever is seeing, and whatever is seen, jnaya, jneyam, and whatever knowledge that is gained out of that, jnanam, jnana, jneyatmakam, sarvam bhranti prakalpitam. Jagat bhranti prakalpitam. It's all, according to your own Shruti also, it is only asat. So, Shruti is quoted here, and it is being pointed out, Adameva idamagri asid. And interesting thing is, in Gita also, Avyaktadini bhutani. Vyaktamadhyani Bharata Avyakta Nidanani Eva. Gita says, before it is unmanifest. Manifest, what is not there? Their understanding Avyakta means not manifest, meaning that was not there. Then in the middle, it appears to be there. Then again, go back to what? Nothing. Nothing was there. Appears to be here. Nothing behind. Goes back afterwards. So what is the conclusion? Only appearance is there in the middle. Earlier it was not there. Before or after that, it is not there. Therefore, not there. See? Even Gita says that. So they take out of context and they say, see, this is what it is saying. So, Avyakta is correctly interpreted as unmanifest. But for them, anything that is not manifest is asat, shunyam. Because for them, it is that how can from nothing, that definition of nothing, something can come. Since you say before it is nothing, after there is nothing, so in between what is that? That's only Bhranti. It's only a mental construct. And your Gita quotes that, your Upanishad says that. So, according to our understanding, the Bhranti, Jagat Bhranti Prakalpitam. The world is only a mental construct. It is an illusion created by your own manovritti. Actually, there is nothing there. There's nothing there outside. Because it is shunyam. So, whatever you are seeing is also not there, and whatever you think as a vritti that is taking place on that is also not true. That is Bhranti. This way, quoting the Shruti, he concludes saying that Jnana Jnayatmakam Sarvam Jagat Bhranti Kalpitam, Bhranti Prakalpitam. So, it's all a creation of the delusion of your own mind alone. There is really nothing outside that is Jnayam. And because of the probable reason you have said that I have a vritti happening, vritti can happen out of Bhranti also. Without anything also you can create that. And does it not happen in the state of dream? Is there anything that is external that is actually creating your thought there? What is creating the thought there in your mind during the dream? Nothing external object or your senses are not creating those thoughts. So just like in the state of dream, your mind can create its own illusory world. Even now it is doing the same thing. So there is nothing outside. And whatever is being imagined by you as the world is Bhranti, Brahma only. So Vedantin has got more things to argue now. He will continue on that now. We'll see the next one also. Yeah. Aham pratyaya bijatvam. Oh, sorry. Niradishtana vibhrante bhavadatmanostita abhavadatmanostita shunyasya vissasakshitvat anyatha noktirashyate niradishtana viprante abhavat atmanostita shunyasya visasakshitvat anyatha noktirashyate. Vedantin slowly rolls up his sleeves. All right. You have come to that point. भ्रांति के लिए अधिष्ठान होना चाहिए. Can you imagine a rope? Can you imagine a snake without the presence of a rope? Or can you imagine an elephant on the rope? If you are imagining anything, it is depending upon the nature of the Adhishtan. If the rope is there and then you cannot imagine a rhinoceros or the dinosaur and that, what do you imagine? Whatever is the shape of that rope. Or if at all you are imagining anything, there must be some adhishtan. Niradhishtana vibrantehe abhavat. भ्रांति अभाव, अधिष्ठान के बिना भ्रांति का अस्तित्व नहीं है. भ्रांति ही न संभवति अधिष्ठानम विना. Simple. So, therefore, atmanah astita. Atmanah, now he presently puts it as adhishtan. Whatever be X, let it be X, according to our Guru, they would say. Let us the unknown be X. Let us start from there. We don't know what it is, whatever it is. Like you say, it will be later on proven as Atman. But X has to exist. X means exist. No, immediately, this Twitter will say, that's what we mean. So X, that X is the Adhishtan. Niradhishtanaha, Niradhishtana vibrantihi, vibrantehe niradhishtanam abhavat. Meaning, Adhishtan ke bina भ्रांति का अस्तित्व नहीं है. Therefore, there is something called Adhishtan, which we call it as Atma, Asti. Therefore, Niradhishtana vibranti abhavat Atmanaha astita. The existence of the Atman must be admitted. You call it as Atman or whatever you want to call it as, there must be an Adhishtan. आपने बताया कि सूक्ष्म ये शून्य है. शून्यस्य अपि ससाक्षित्वात्. If the shunyam is known or shunyam is concluded, just like vishayasya sakshi manovrittihi, manovrittehe sakshihi buddhihi. Sakshim bina दृष्टारं विना दृश्यवस्तु न संभवति, दृश्यवद्भि दृष्टम न भवति. Without the drashta, drishyam न दृष्टः. Correct? Without the knower, there cannot be a thing known. Shunyasya drishta kaun? Two arguments he puts. अधिष्ठान होना चाहिए. If भ्रांति ही अस्ति चेत तस्य अधिष्ठानमपि अस्ति. Second point is शून्यम दृश्यम. Correct? शून्यम is a विषयम. And तत् विषय से साक्षी. शून्य से साक्षी कौन है? So शून्यस्यापि ससाक्षित्वात् Atma eva sakshihi, shunyasya api. If you say there is no drishta, then you don't say anything, then keep quiet. Na tasya asya te na uktihi. Asya te na uktihi. Then asya, that's shunyasya na uktihi. Then if you say that there is no sakshi for shunya, who are you? How are you saying? Are you not the drishta? Are you not the perceiver of that shunya? Because anything that is known must have a knower. If shunya is known, who is the knower? If you say that knower is not there, then who are you? And what are you saying? Do you exist then? So more about that we'll see. He will argue that point very clearly. Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayaha, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम।